Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist to the Abyss. You're watching my review for Hunter x Hunter episode 125. Alright, and this episode starts off with Palm and Kahlua, but it's really not much there that needs to be said. Essentially, Palm told Kahlua, you can help Gon more than I can. He, you're the one he really needs. Alright, yeah. Alright, the rest of the episode focused on, one, Netero and Meruem, and the second half, the second part, I should say, which is actually the first part, focuses on Poof, Knuckle, Gon, Pito. Yeah, all right, and Meruem is there too. Actually, he's there. He's just like sitting back, like holding his breath the entire time while they're having this like this long conversation. He's just holding his breath the entire time. That's interesting. Um, But yeah, Knuckle comes in, challenges Poof. All right, he tells Poof, come on, step outside a bit. All right, step outside. Let's fight. All right, and and Poof's like, yo, I don't mind, but just so you know, I'm a clone. My real body is already on its way to the king. All right, and he assumed that Knuckle already knew about his cloning ability and therefore would appreciate him telling the truth. And Knuckle did know. He did know about his ability, though he says it out loud. That, oh, I heard about your ability from the boss. He says that for Gon, though, so that Gon knows that he's telling the truth. Um, then he actually asks, like, well, why are you telling me this? He didn't need to, so why? Why are you telling me this? And it turns out that Poof is curious as to why it is Knuckles alive right now, because he was fighting Yuppie with Moro, all right, and he should be dead. It's that simple. He should be dead. Yuppie should have killed him. So why is he alive? I have to find out what caused Yuppie to let him live. All right, so that's the kind of information he's after right now. But that's not what he said. That's not what he said. Well, he does kind of say it. He said, well, first he says that he did it to satisfy Gon because Gon is the one that told him, stay here. All right, he's saying I don't mind leaving, but one, I'm a clone, so I just thought I'd let you know. And the other thing he actually just says, I want to have a discussion with you, which is true. He does want to have a discussion with them, and he'll probably try and kill him later, but he does that. It's technically true, so yeah. All right. And the reason why he's approaching Knuckle this way is because because Knuckle, instead of attacking him from behind, Knuckle actually challenged him and allowed his presence to be known. Therefore, he's got like honor and like virtue and stuff like that. So Pooh figures, well, telling the truth to someone like that, he would probably appreciate it more. Telling the truth would be more effective, or at least making it appear that you're telling the truth, when in reality you've got some like other goals in mind, like killing him afterwards and finding out whether you can trust Yuppie or not, stuff like that. But Gon steps in, and he thinks that Poof is telling the truth, but he doesn't say that. He says that he's lying. We don't know if he can really, if he's really a clone right now. He's questioning Poof and trying to get him to prove who he says he is. And Poof says, "Well, I can't, because if I prove to you that I'm a clone, it would just put me at a disadvantage." All right, so Knuckle, you're gonna have to use your own judgment on this one. And when he says that, he says something to Gon as well, saying like the ball is in his court pretty much. He can do whatever he wants, right? He says all that stuff, and then he explodes. He explodes into tiny little Poof pieces, okay? And he says that, well, all of him, I guess, all the little clones say that they'll wait for Knuckle for like 10 minutes, all right? And Pito is saying, hey, like he's an idiot. All right, I apologize for his stupid behavior, but I'm still here. I'm the one that you really want, right? So she's trying to get him to not go off and kill Komugi anyway, or attack her while she's trying to kill Komugi. And he says, all right, he wants to wait 10 minutes. Fine, then I'll wait 10 less minutes. Alright, you've got 10 less minutes to heal Komugi. And that's perfectly fine because Pito is actually really good at bargaining. She does this is what you're supposed to do when you're bargaining with someone over like a price or something. Like if you're trying to buy a car and they ask you what your top price is, like how much you can pay. You're not supposed to give them how much you can actually pay. You're supposed to like give them a lower amount. That way they go down from there. Let's say like, oh well, how about like if this is your actual limit, you tell them your limit is here. All right, and they'll say, okay, then we can settle for something like this. It's close to your limit, but not over your limit. And in reality, you're up here, so you've got much less than you were willing to pay. All right, so that's essentially what she's doing here. What she did, I should say, past tense. She told Golden that it took 3 to 4 hours to fully heal Komugi, when in reality it took 1. So then she dropped down to 1, and Golden was willing to accept that. Whereas if she had just said 1 hour from the beginning, he would have been like, no, like half an hour, 10 minutes, something like that. But because she dropped like 2-3 hours, that's a big chunk of time. She cut like at least half the time, more than half the time. So Gon saw that and was like, okay, fine, I'll wait an hour. All right, so that was good bargaining on her part. But the point is that wow, that was kind of a tangent. Well, not really, but whatever. The point is that even though going to cut her time by 10 more minutes, it doesn't really matter because she'll still finish in time. That's the point. She can speed up like 10 minutes. All right, so yeah. But yeah, after that, she's thinking about Gon and predicting that he will end up becoming a threat to Meruem in the future. And that those thoughts actually get confirmed because what happens after that is that Knuckle decides to leave, and Gon tells him, the king he went to the south, all right. And we know that Gon knows that because he and Kahlua saw Meruem walking away with Netero and Zeno, all right. So now we're perfectly aware of why it is Gon knows that, but Poof on the other Pito on the other end doesn't know that. She thinks that Gon actually caught on to their plan, Poof's plan, I guess, to have her drop hints. So she thinks that Gon's fully aware of everything that they've done, when in reality, well, he very well might be aware of what they were trying to do. But the important thing is that whether he is or isn't doesn't matter. What's important is that Pito thinks that. So, yeah, now she's really thinking like, yeah, I gotta kill this kid. He's gotta die. he cannot be allowed to survive and get close to the king because that just can't happen. All right, so she decides to kill him, but then she starts to think like, how should I go about doing that? Should I attack right after Komugi's finished healing? But no, I can't do that because if I did, she would get caught up in the fight. Right, so I need to entrust Komugi to someone, but who can I entrust Komugi to? And so she starts thinking about that stuff, and that's when we transition to Meruem and Netero. All right, and Netero, there were a couple of flashbacks that he had here. He's essentially just thinking back on his life, looking back on it, thinking about different people that he's fought, how he's changed as a fighter and everything like that. Thinking about how he used to be the type of person where he would have to wait for his opponents to attack, but now it's the opposite. Now he's the one who has to actually initiate the attacks. That was interesting. All right. And the way the episode ended, it was like him being grateful for a lot of things, like grateful and thankful and stuff. And I'm thinking like, dude, is this dude trying to use like a Reaper Death Seal or something like that? Like some type of technique where he'll die using it, but it'll end up killing Meruem. Like that. Like that's what it's looking like, because when you're dying and you like look back on your life, your life flashes before your eyes, stuff like that. So like that's what it's looking like right now. It's looking like Netero is preparing himself for death, and pretty much just resolving himself to die fighting Meruem if that's what it takes. Either that or using an actual technique that requires him to die, like 100 hands or something, because he used 99th hand. It was pretty legit. What did he do? Like he did he did that or something like that. Like I can't, like my hands aren't even facing the right way. It's the freaking camera's mirroring my actions, and I can't move my hands the right freaking way. So freaking can't screw it. All right, screw it. Freaking freaking mirrored cameras and crap. Yeah, screw it. Screw it. All right. The point is that he did like this kind of thing. All right. Nah, forget it. Nah, I'm not even doing it anymore. Screw it. Right. He did that. He started doing like Luffy Scatling gun, except instead of being punches, they were palm thrusts. And he just kind of destroyed Meruem. Like he just dominated Meruem. I mean, he wasn't hurt by it really, but he made the ground beneath him collapse. And he was talking about how, you know, this Meruem, this is going to become your tomb, you know. And then he did these like super fast movements again to put his hands together and summon the Bodhisattva, whatever it's called, Guan Yin, 100-hand Guan Yin, Bodhisattva, whatever. And then he did he slapped Meruem so hard. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh man, that was, oh my god. He was flying through the air, twisted and crap. It was like when Naruto slapped Sakura across the face with his with one of his tails and four tails. Well, that's not even close, man. Naruto hitting Sakura is not even close to Meruem getting hit by Netero. It's not even close. I just felt like mentioning that for some reason because it was the first thing to come to mind. But the way he was flying through the air, oh my god. Then he crashed through multiple pillars. Like, oh my! And then he got up. His eyes were glowing. Like, all right, fine. You want to go? All right, fine. You know, that was epic. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess if I had to say something else, to be mentioning how epic it was to see Netero do all those like hand movements and things like that, and you're seeing like these pebbles fall next to Meruem's face, and then the time it takes him to do all those movements, the pebbles go from like here to here, like they barely move at all. Like, you can tell how fast he's going. Which I know there was that flashback a while back, not a while back, but there was that flashback of some of Netero's past and how he was doing the training and doing the punches and stuff. I don't remember how many. What was it, like 100? No, not even close. It was like 10,000, 100,000. It was some crazy number that he would do every day, and he got like really good at. I don't remember the details, but the point is that he's fast, right? That's the point, right? He's fast, all right? But that's, yeah. There's not really much else to mention here. Poof is still plotting, still plotting. He probably will stay for the 10 minutes to get information on Knuckle. Then he's gonna fight Knuckle with his clone body, or just maybe he'll just avoid him entirely and just say screw it and go to where his main body is. Then maybe he'll fight Yuppie at some point, or like maybe he'll confront Yuppie to ask why Knuckle's alive or something like that. I don't know. Anything can happen in Hunter x Hunter. What we know about next episode is that it's going to focus mainly on Netero and Meruem. Those were like the only two people we saw in the preview, I think. So yeah. But now I'm kind of just rambling now, so I guess I'll end the review here. I'll give the episode a 9 out of 10. I thought it was great, to be honest. I really did. Stuff with Netero and Meruem at the end, plus just like Shower Poof. He's Shower Poof. He's just, and the narration again. The narration is awesome. All right. But yeah, the episode was great, I thought. So yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10, and that's it. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.